You're my mistress, but this is the only thing I want to know from you right now is your
Chat,
opinions on the Mercedes car.
chat, help me out here. You
I
know
mean,
you want to.
you don't be swayed by us. I want your actual opinion on this one. Most of the time, I want you to agree with me, but this time, I actually want your opinion.
Well, if you wanted their opinion, you would ask them what their favorite livery was instead
I
of
don't
it.
care what their favorite livery is. I want their opinion on Mercedes. Get it through your head. Right, we're back.
My God, it's been almost 70 days, Sam.
Season 2.
Can you believe that?
I can and I can't. A lot's happened.
It's been a long
lot's
time.
happened.
How
Yeah.
was the winter break for you?
Cold, dark, depressive without my boy and without seeing cars on track, Ryan. And I'm
I
ready to
know.
see it again. I'm ready to see these engines blow up, honestly.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's going to happen very soon, honestly.
Well, Ryan, it's not a cool down rundown episode until we start with our traditional starts. So please tell me you got a drink.
I do, of course.
Oh, hell yeah. All right, well, let's open one up. Oh,
Cheers, brother.
cheers.
What a way to start the season.
Dude, seriously, man. What a way to start. Today we're talking about preseason testing and a little bit of liveries.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just excited to see the cars on track again. Nice to see them go around, go zooms, go spins, some new faces, some old ones,
Some lockups.
some
Plenty of
lockups.
lockups.
Ryan, who is winning the 2026 championship? Because we know already right now because of preseason testing, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's locked and clear, right?
Yeah, it's Audi.
Yeah, dude, bug it.
Well, I mean, I have no idea, man. Everyone is sandbagging each other so far, especially in the interviews. Yes. Lando's having some shenanigans. Charles has shenanigans. George has shenanigans going on. Lewis's career is over. He's dating Kim Kardashian. He might as well just hang it up now. I'm very upset about that, but that's besides the point. There's no clear winner right now in my mind, but there has been a lot of talk on the paddock about a lot of different aspects of testing so far, at least for the first weekend. So excited to go over that with you.
Dude, I think this is the first time because you and I have been like following preseason testing 3 or 4 seasons now.
Yeah.
And we've always known the same thing. It's you never can really quite look at the lap times, even if Mercedes is doing the best at the moment. You can't really read too much into it. You never know, but it's a little bit more about like word of mouth, right? What everybody's saying. And like years ago, it was, hey, Red Bull's pretty fast. Like everybody thinks Red Bull, and they were. And then like last year, it was like, hey, McLaren looks secure. Like it looks good. This year, man, this is the first time, and I'm relatively new, but this is the first time where it's like, I don't know. There's a couple people that's doing really good in certain aspects. There's a
Yes.
lot more of these questions with the new regulations. We know there's a couple people doing bad, but it is really up in the air of who it is.
And to go off of what you're saying about like the different aspects, like you can look at the race starts or what people are trying to do with the race starts and how that's a whole issue now with them having to charge up for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And everything with that aspect, and Ferrari looking pretty good apparently.
Yeah.
That gets me a little excited, but I don't know. And then you just have the consistent lap times for Mercedes, and their engine's pretty good. Red Bull powertrains with Ford is looking pretty solid too. Audi out of nowhere just trying to bring up the side pod action that Mercedes tried to do in the last regulations. I don't know if they were paying attention to those first 2 years of that regulation cycle, but it did not work for Mercedes. So I have a little faith for Audi in that aspect, but who knows? Maybe they cracked the code.
Well, hey, I say we break it down with kind of the order that you brought it up. And I think the first one is this new race start procedure that might be really hurting them. And I think this kind of goes into what this new regulation is going to be. And for everybody out there who doesn't know, I think the hot word of the entire season is going to be battery. Because these cars are more reliant on the batteries, are using them more active. They have the active aero, which has been talked about very little. Like you've seen it. It's basically DRS just everywhere. Kind of a thing. That's the way
I do love the interpretations of the drivers when they're trying to utilize it. Like some of them are taking it through the turn or right after the turn or just on the straights only. I do like that. That is a really cool aspect.
And so like that's just like active aero. It's the front and back wings moving and activating and kind of giving that DRS effect throughout the whole lap, regardless of qualifying or position. So now it's better. It's about how quickly can you harvest it and how quickly can you use it. And one of the things is that they can't charge the battery up in the formation lap, so they have to charge it while they're sitting on the grid, which means they have to rev the engine for 10 seconds to charge their battery completely full. And it caused a lot of chaos in their first practice test. And Ryan, if we see this in Australia, it's going to be quite insane. I think it's going to be really crazy. So I'm curious to see what they do in this next test and if
Mhm.
any changes happen.
Well, so I have been paying attention to this a lot over the past few days and through the rumor
Mhm.
mill and the different reports I have found, and there is a lot going on here. Ferrari, Fred specifically, well over a year ago, I think it was even 18 months ago, he raised initial concerns with this. And
Yes.
all of the other teams were just like, it's going to be fine. Don't have to worry about it. And then back then, Fred and Ferrari was like, okay, we got to figure this out now so we don't have to
Sure.
worry about it. And then I think 12 months ago, the rest of the teams were starting to like have some concerns, and Ferrari kicked it to the curb and was like, "No, no, we are working on
Mhm.
it. You should have already been doing that." And now McLaren is planning on the team meeting next Wednesday to put in an injunction or just try to push to change it because of safety concerns, and Fred plans
Yes.
to block it. And
Yep.
dude, it pisses me off that the rest of the grid didn't heed the warnings long ago, and now that one team has apparently cracked the code by making a smaller turbo,
Mhm.
is they now want to change it to where it benefits everyone else. Sorry, you snooze,
Yeah.
you lose, I say. It's a
It's
dog eat dog world here, Sam.
it is, and I think it's actually really great for I read that same story today, and I texted you, I was like, "Oh my god, I got juicy info." You're like, "Yeah, I've already got lock a key." But Fred bringing this up months ago, year
Hmm.
ago, and everybody like, "No," and to just be like, and then they want to change it. You know, he's not letting it happen or doesn't want it to happen, but there is ways around it through the safety clauses that it might go through.
Hmm.
Could it could literally go down to just the race director. Every race start gives a little extra time. But if it stays the way it is, this is just really going to hurt those back runners at the end of qualifying
Yeah,
when they line up to the grid in the 22nd and 21st position and the lights start going out. Whereas the people in the front can be sitting there revving, 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 revving. And yeah, I think it'll just be interesting. So I think we, stick with it because I think there's going to be a lot of news coming from these possible injunctions.
I agree. I really hope they don't change anything crazy because it really does frustrate me that I know this is bias here coming in for me,
No, I mean,
but like a team worked within the regulations to make their car work under these new parameters, and now all the other teams are trying to play catch up, and now they want to try to level the playing field after months of Ferrari working their ass off to get their car into this position. I'm not saying Ferrari's a runaway champ either. I'm just happy that they have a leg up their sleeve in at least one aspect of the new reg
the
cycle. So we'll
the
see.
McLarens think the Ferraris are the favorite here.
Dude, McLaren thinks every other car but
Dude,
theirs is
dude.
the favorite, and
Yeah,
I'm already annoyed with the fucking bullshit from them. I
yeah.
told you I was gonna be good this year, and here I am already bitching about McLaren. Here we go.
Speaking of regulations being changed and possible injunctions happening, our second team I think we should talk about is Mercedes with their
Hmm.
possible injunction happening with their engine problems. Not problems. They cracked the solution. They cracked the code. They had an interesting interpretation of the rules, which is exactly what Formula One is. Found
Hmm.
a clever way to get around the testing of the engines. I guess it's about the compression of
Yes.
the engine. And in the current rule set, the engines get tested when they're cold and they are compliant while the engines are cold or just started. But while they're running, they're able to run them hot and change the compression ratio, I think is the correct term. Again,
Yeah.
I'm not a mechanic. So anything I say, I have more mechanic stories to tell you in the future that I will probably flub up, and please don't hold it against me. Um,
I'll hold it
so
against you.
okay,
It's okay.
the they can't they were able to crack this code very cleverly. This is exactly what Formula One is. It's finding those little nuggets in the rules. And then you got Red Bull trying to do the same thing and then not being able to, and then blowing the whistle and getting the other teams to maybe get a supermajority vote on them to possibly ban their engines. Possibly.
And that's gonna be crazy because Mercedes supplies, what is it, 5 teams now? I'm pretty sure.
Yes. Decent bet.
Yeah, I they have the leading majority for sure.
Yeah, I mean, off the top of my head, it'd be McLaren, um, Williams. I,
Alpine
no,
now,
Audi makes the Alpine. Yeah, 3. They were
Mercedes themselves, so that's
themselves
4.
4. Sure.
And then no, not Aston Martin because they have Honda.
No, I think that's it. I think that's it.
Okay, so it's just 4.
I think it's 4 because I think Aston Martin has Honda, Red Bulls, both Red Bulls have the Ford engine, so that's 7, and then I think you got 3 Haas teams, and then Audi's making their own engine.
Yeah,
I think
I think.
approximately. Don't hold
Yeah.
it. Don't hold us against us, chat. We're already starting, but they looked
Little.
good. They looked good in the preseason testing. I thought,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they are eager to say they are not. I
Of
think a lot of
course.
teams are eager to say they are not.
It's going to be really interesting when we get to Melbourne here in a couple weeks and we really see where these cars stack up against each other, especially during qualifying. I'm very excited to see how that all
Yes.
transpires.
I mean, this is the first time I've really hearing teams talk about how there might be a couple second differences between the lap times. There might be a 3 to 4 second difference in qualifying, which is a huge difference from what we just got off of in 2025,
Mm-hmm.
where over half of the qualifying sessions were less than a half a second away from each other from
Yeah.
top to last. And if it's going to be a couple seconds, that means lapped cars very early on in the race, multiple laps down.
I I will say, at least from the first weekend of testing, I'm not confident that we're going to have the most competitive season. I definitely think
I
there's
think
going to
you're
be a
right.
couple cars that are just going to be runaways, and I feel like this happens every time. A few teams get it
Yes.
right, and then it
Yep.
takes a couple of seasons for everyone to close the gap, and then they change the regulations again, and then the cycle repeats. I think what's most
Yep.
exciting about this, though, is how drastic the changes are this time
Yes.
around. So technically, it is a level playing field, but someone's definitely going to figure it out first, and they are going to dominate this season. I have a feeling.
I think it's a toss up between Mercedes and Red Bull. I think the people taking that top step will be either wearing black or wearing blue between those top two teams. And I
Or
think
red, maybe.
or red. I will say the top 4 seem to be undisputed: Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren, which is not a big surprise.
Yeah.
And it seems that the customer teams, the people that have to buy their engines, are kind of feeling it worse than others because they had to adapt to an engine given to them. Whereas, Ferrari and Mercedes and now Red Bull are making their own in house and they know what they're kind of getting into already. Um, so, with that being said, I think Mercedes is, downplaying it, but Red Bull did look a little strong, especially on the first day, which, so Red Bull did look strong during the first day, made some great times. And then even in this little prior session, this little mini session, they all caught up to Red Bull's pace very quickly along the way. But the interesting part is how fast they were right away. That they were able
Hmm.
to get that engine spooled up, and it's a new one. It's Ford engines built in house, built for tough. It's kind of
Found on the
it's
road dead.
kudos for them for getting it going. Um, so I'm hoping they're at least in the contention for me for as my Red Bull stand.
I imagine they will be. I mean, you also have Max in there, so he's going to figure that out. But I
Hmm.
do love I'm gonna butcher his quote, but he said something along the lines of this is Formula E on steroids, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
And take that as you will. It's just going to be such an interesting season to see how this all plays out. I was seeing
yeah,
onboard cameras on how quickly the battery is just draining
yeah.
on this
Draining.
straight in Bahrain. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I wonder if they're gonna have to make some adjustments throughout the season to just make the cars survive some of these tracks.
Yes. Well, and that's kind of where we're getting into this like safety feature because I think
Yeah.
Stella, like you said, is bringing that injunction in to kind of address some issues. And one is if a car loses their battery halfway down the street, they just suddenly become slower, or they lift and coast to, start getting their battery engine back, their battery power back, makes them dangerously slow out of nowhere from cars following them. So,
Yeah.
and I think like from Max's point, like, oh, it's a lot of like, who knows? And this is something that Lewis was saying about like this is going to be hard for fans to kind of understand who has how much power, when are they using it, is it an overtake button, are they defensive? So I think we're in for a little bit of a wild ride, and it's just going to take some time. But I think we will get there and some good things. I think it's going to be a little bumpy for these upcoming races, but I think it'll be kind of cool. I'm not going to lie.
I'm excited for the chaos. I
Yeah.
hope it is chaotic. I hope there's some weekends where Red Bull is just absolutely dominant. I hope there's some
Hmm.
weekends where from the top rope we get a Ferrari win in there maybe. God, I hope. And who knows? Maybe we get fucking Haas on a podium this season. I've heard that they are the dark horse of the midfield this season. So
Yeah.
who knows?
I feel like they've been getting what are they called? Best of the rest by default is the terminology I've been hearing.
Yeah.
That they are just doing better than the rest because all everybody else is doing pretty shit. And like, hey, I feel like it's just kind of mean to Haas because that is what best of the rest is. It's like I'm a little head and shoulders above everybody, but they did look secure. I think they got a crap ton of lap times in, like
They
a
did.
crap ton of lap times.
They
Let me see
churned them
here.
out for
They
sure.
most lap times, Haas was fourth for 383 laps. Now, when we're talking for our listeners who might not know, but you don't really want to look at fastest laps. It does tell you some things, but you want to look for the most amount of laps completed in the testing because that means your car is reliable. It's not breaking down. I think there was a couple red flags from cars breaking down. That's to be noted. But if you can get the most laps in, that means hey, your car's working, and B, we're getting a lot of data out of that. And for the
Mm-hmm.
fact that Haas has beat out Red Bull and Red Racing Bulls as well, and Mercedes, so this might just be the last day. No, I think it's the whole one. It's kind of crazy the amount of laps that they are putting in. They did 383 laps, putting them fourth for the total laps of the entire week, which is phenomenal. I think they're beating out some other teams, Ryan, because they we had Williams completely miss the
Oh
closed
yeah.
door session.
Yeah, they missed
I think
shakedown
they failed.
completely.
They missed the shakedown, which happened a couple of weeks ago. They missed. I think they fucked up a couple of the crash testing regulations, and
And
then they were
they were a little
overweight,
hefty. A little
L-
hefty.
little
They were
little
over encumbered.
chonkers. Yeah, over
Over encumbered.
encumbered, running a
Yes.
little bit too much on arc raiders and had to give up a little bit of the spots.
They had too much goop on
Um,
them.
and then Ryan, I put it this way: when you ask who's doing well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Red Bull says it's Mercedes. Mercedes says it's Red Bull. McLaren says it's Ferrari. Ferrari says all I know is Aston Martin's trash because they are ass. Like I feel like the curse of Fernando Alonso and the Honda engine is really coming back double time, and they are in a world of hort a world of hurt this season, man.
Do you think Fernando's just like having flashbacks right now, just like PTSD moments? Because I
I
think
think
he is.
I don't know, dude. He looked happy. He looked fine in like the interviews, but once we get to actual race weekends,
Well, I saw him talk to in an interview, excuse me, where he says it's not like the car is complete shit. It's about an optimization issue. Like if they just tweak a
mm,
few things, they might find a few extra seconds in there. So it might just be they just need to learn more from the car. Because I
I think
mean, you
so.
do have the greatest fucking car designer on your team now, in Adrian Newey.
Yep,
I would expect that car to be pretty good. Honda had a
that's the question.
great time in the last reg cycle,
Hmm.
so you would think that would transition over, but who knows? Maybe they screwed the pooch this season.
I think you're 100% right. I think if we can get to a moment where they iron it out, they might propel
Mm-hmm.
to like really good heights, kind of a thing. They might figure it out and unlock it. And I think we're kind of getting into reminiscent of like the first year of last regulation set, 2021, I believe it was, and Mercedes did the zero side pod for idea. It was like if they could just figure it out, they might be able to do it, but they never did
Yep.
and went down the wrong road. But like, who knows? Aston Martin might. They're like the combination of figuring they need to figure out their engine, and then who knows about the aero package because they just haven't been able to extrapolate that. But if they can figure out the engine, who knows what they can do with the trio that they built, the holy trinity of Honda, Newey, and Alonso.
Hopefully they figure it out because I would love to see them up there fighting for podiums and fuck it,
Mhm.
maybe a win. Give me some
Yeah.
chaos. I want some chaos. Are we gonna get it? Probably not. Well, we're gonna get chaos, but it's not the chaos I'm wanting. Feel like is what's gonna happen, but we'll see. We'll just have to see how it all shakes down.
Yeah, man. The last team I want to talk about is I'm gonna screw. We're gonna skip over Alpine because fuck the French. The only one that I want to really talk about is Cadillac. From
Hey, the
what
American
hey
team.
from what I've seen, they've done pretty a-okay. They're not up there in times or testing laps. They're kind of actually midfield on the testing laps. But the fact that they are a brand new, take off the wrapper, still shiny of a team, and they're performing well. Like they're not having like listen, if Cadillac was having the weekend Aston Martin was having, I think everybody would have understood. Like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, but
But the fact that they are out there
I think for
doing their
them,
shit, like
no
that's
news
good.
is good
That's good.
news. You know,
Yes.
they are just
I,
staying under the radar. They're just trying to figure it out. It was a rush for them to even get the car ready in time. By the time they
mhm.
got approval to them being on track now with a full car, with a full package and everything to be out there testing with everyone, that's a huge accomplishment in itself for a
Yes.
brand new team like this. So hats off to them. Truly, my expectations for them this season are 0, and I am
Yes.
excited to just see where they go.
Listen, I'm saying it with my chest, and I think a lot of people need to hear this, is that Cadillac is not going to be turning heads in their first year of Formula One. I've heard a
Yeah.
couple of people in my own, my own bubble be like, "Oh, I really like I'm their Cadillac stands as the new American team." And as an American, yeah, woo! And like I want to see them do well, but I think these people are expecting too much from a Cadillac coming in. It's a good name, it's a good brand. They got good drivers, they do, but this is a brand new team, brand new mechanics, brand new pit people. Like everybody in here is doing it for the first time. They might have, scooped some people, but it's like literally they're using the newest garage that hasn't been used in the last 20 years in these places. Like they are making waves. They didn't buy a new team and put a fresh rebrand on it. They're starting off fresh. I think the best they can do will be
Points here and
beating
there.
points here and there is excellent for them. Is
Yes.
excellent for them. And I think that's all they're going to do. If they do more, I will be surprised. But if you're a Cadillac fan, I think you need to keep your expectations a little in check.
Yeah. Well, you need to have them at 0 because
Yeah.
yeah, like you
I
just said, it's a brand new team. You can't expect much. I'm just happy to see them there. And to everyone being like, Cadillac's the new American team, we're all pulling for them. Cool. It is cool. It's cool to have 2 teams, but there is 2 American teams on the grid, and one of them has been there for 10 years now. Like, don't forget about
yep.
Haas, y'all, because
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a soft spot for Haas. I do.
I did too, but I think the argument that I've seen with Haas is that like Haas isn't in it to win it because they just don't
Yeah.
want to commit the funds, whereas like a Cadillac is like we're committing the funds, baby. We're making it rain
Yes.
over here. So it's like okay, take it seriously. Let's go. So, but I agree. Like it's nice to see Haas doing well. Because they've been trying. They've been the odd man out for years. All right, Ryan. Well, we've talked a lot about how these cars are performing on track, but let's talk about how they look on track. I
My
would like to
favorite
go
part.
through our rankings of the liveries of what this year's cars look like. What do you think?
I would love to. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of thoughts about this. It's taken me a while to compile my rankings. I based it originally off of just the release images,
Yeah.
and then actually seeing them on track for testing drastically uh changed my rankings
Dude,
because
I
it's all
I
deceiving. It
agree.
really is.
I agree. I say we go down from 11th to first, and we'll switch back and forth of who we say.
Hmm.
And this is all subjective, a little bit of right and wrong. And I'm gonna add when I give mine, I'm gonna add a 1 or 2 word descriptor for each one as well with my thoughts.
Ooh, okay. I'll try
Um,
to do the same. We'll
okay,
see. We'll see. Um, I can go first if you don't
all
mind.
right, yeah, hell yeah, you go first.
Okay. Um,
Ryan's number 11.
my number 11, Sam. First off, I just want to say you're probably gonna hate my rankings. You probably are.
Okay, all
So
right,
can't wait to see this. Right off the rip, for 11th place, Audi. Ugly, lazy. It feels like a car design in the F1 games. It is boring. It is stale bread to me. I was expecting
Ryan.
so much more.
You literally took my description from me. 11th is also Audi. My one
Hey.
my one word description is generic as fuck. And
Yeah.
I can't express to you how much your phrasing of it feels like an F1 video game livery. It does. Because when you play that game and you go to choose what designs you can have, it's these basic ass bitch straight down the line 2 collars, that's it, compared to, like, some of these other cars that we get made here, and we can see it's so uninspired. It's the same one, and like, I feel bad for Audi because Audi's like, "We told you what it's gonna look like 6 months ago," but he was like, "I thought you were gonna do more." Like, that was just a description, you know?
Yeah, I thought they were
It's
just kidding, you know?
yeah, like, that's it? So, I'm with you. We are 1 for 1, 11th place, Audi.
Okay. All right. Well, what's your number 10?
So, for my number 10th on the livery, ranking list is Williams.
Oh, okay.
My
Okay.
one-word descriptor for it, fat. I think it looks
Over encumbered, you
so
mean?
yeah, over encumbered. It looks like a whale. I really do not like the blue. I think it clashes. I think it looks chunky. I do not like the Williams car at all.
I don't blame you. I think that's a fair place to put it. That is not mine though. My
Oh,
num
okay.
my number 10, Sam, is Ferrari.
Oh, okay.
As a Ferrari fan, man, I fucking hate this year's
Interesting.
livery. Hate it, hate it, hate it. It gives me mid 2010s Ferrari liveries. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like the change in the hex code to make that red so bright, I guess, and vibrant. I know like Ferrari red makes sense, but like I like the darker red they were doing.
Mhm.
The white on top, I understand they're paying homage to their old livery with Niki Lauda. That's all well and good, but you have the fucking ugly ass HP blue fucking logo just slapped
Gotta pay the
everywhere.
bills.
Yes, but you can also listen.
Make it look good.
You can go to those sponsors and be like, "We're just gonna change your logo to match the aesthetic of the car, so it looks better." I don't give a fuck. You can do that. And it just I don't know. It just feels very basic to me. I just don't like it. The only good thing I can say about that livery is, and I noticed this today when I was looking at the cars on track again, Ferrari has Zyn as a sponsor now, which I thought was really funny. Keeping with
Yeah. Yeah.
nicotine and
They have
tobacco,
to.
big tobacco is still
They're
with
in
Ferrari in some
it.
way.
Yeah.
So that's their only
That
positive for me.
that's funny. Yeah. That is surprising.
hmm
Go
Um,
go ahead and go ahead and hit me with your ninth.
All right. Probably another shocker. Number 9, McLaren. I do not like their livery
Okay.
this season. It is. I mean, I like the orange. I like the papaya, but like the black streak down the middle, it's not giving me anything cool or substantial. It just seems very tacky to me. I would like a little bit more. I love their special liveries that they do. I would have loved for them to do something completely different for this new reg cycle, but they're just keeping with what they know. And I think the black strip is kind of a bullshit thing. I think they're just trying to save weight, which I understand, but I feel like a lot
I
of
think
teams are
it's
doing pretty good at
I
keeping
actually think it's
liveries
black,
or
Ryan. I
is
think
it
they
black?
painted it I think they painted it black.
Oh, well then
'Cause I'm
really fuck off then.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I'm with you. I'm not a big huge fan with that. I'll tell you what my number 9 is, and it is Mercedes.
Oh,
Yes. And my
why?
word for Mercedes is uninspired. I think it looks pretty dull, pretty lame. I think the coolest part about it is its side pods. It's got that like dash on the side pods. I'm trying to pull up the picture now. It's got these like nice little strips on the side pods that nobody can fucking see. Because you're either looking at it from the nose and it goes over it, or you're looking at it from the side. The only people that can actually see it is when another car is side by side on it. You cannot see it. You cannot tell that it's Mercedes. It's neither black nor silver arrow. I think it looks kind of uninspired. I just don't think
Have
it's doing nothing for me.
have you seen it from like a top down view?
I see. Yeah, like I'm looking at a top down view. It looks cool from the top down, but like as an actual from the small bits I've seen in the preseason testing, you're never going to see it from a top down unless you're in the helicopter cam. Okay, I guess in the helicopter cam it would look cool, but that's it.
I don't know. I really do like the Mercedes look this year. I
Mm.
think it's better than what they've had in years past. I
Now,
think it's a little different.
there's other cars here that look more like a traditional Mercedes car than the Mercedes car this year. I'll
Hmm,
wait for that, but yes.
all right.
So my number 8, McLaren.
Hey.
Yeah. I will say everything you said about McLaren, absolutely hate. My two-word descriptor here is battleship camo. It just looks
Oh
so
yeah, that's a great way of
yeah.
putting that.
It just looks janky. It looks clunky. Does not look good. Honestly, saying this all out loud, I feel like McLaren should be a little bit lower than Mercedes, but I think that's a personal preference for me. I think maybe the only reason maybe I put McLaren a little bit up there is I like how they're consistent across their like racing sports. Like their Indy car looks exactly like this. Their Extreme E car looks exactly like that. Like so, I think that's kind of cool, and that's the only kind of saving grace I give it. But everything that you said, Ryan, wholeheartedly agree, and that's why it's my number 8.
All right.
Who
My
do you
number
got?
8 is Mr. Over Encumbered Williams.
Okay.
Um I I've liked Williams liveries in the past. I really do not like this one. I don't like the splotchy different blue colors with the
Mm-hmm.
different sponsors. It just feels like it lacks cohesion to me. The only saving grace to me is I still love how they keep the Duracell
Yeah,
look
pretty
on the
cool.
top. That's the only thing I like. Yeah, there really isn't much for me there for Williams this season, but I do think it's better than McLaren or Ferrari or Audi.
Yeah.
So now my number 7.
Yes,
So
sir.
I must say this one, Sam, this team when they first released it and I saw the images, it was damn near the bottom for me. And then seeing it on track, I was like, okay, a lot better. And I think it looks pretty good, honestly. Aston Martin. I
Oh, okay.
I really like Aston Martin's car. At first, like I said, I thought it was very basic. I thought it was very boring. But then once I actually got to see it on track and I saw like the lighter green elements and how it kind of flowed throughout the entire car, it looks really nice to me. And I do like how that green shines on track during the day and during the night. So yeah, I think it's a good midfield area for them.
Nice. Well, that leads me into my number 7th pick, Ryan, which is Alpine.
Okay.
My one-word description for it: Alpine. It's kind of basic. It
I thought you
is
were
what
gonna
it
say
is.
French.
Yeah, the French. It's pulling a Red Bull. It's pulling a McLaren in the sense that it's the same, but different. At least it's a little striking. It's got the pink in it. I think the BWT pink is pretty cool on that. I will say Alpine is the line I draw because everything below it I really don't like. Everything above it I really do like. And Alpine is just this generic same car, so it just kind of rides that middle line.
That's
So that's
fair.
my 7th pick. Yeah.
That's fair. Okay.
Number 6, my number 6 pick, Ryan, is Haas.
Oh, okay.
My one word description for it is impressive. I kind of like it. I kind of dig it. It's grown on me. I
Mhm.
like the style of it. Um,
Who knew some extra white on the car would have changed the whole dynamic of it?
It does. I like the GR on the top. I like the splash of red. I think it's really well done. It's striking. I like the curve of Haas on the side pods. I think it looks really slick. I think we're getting into like these cars are looking cool, and I like the shine to it. So yeah,
Mhm.
impressive is the word I go for it.
All right. I agree with that. Um, number 6 for me, Sam, is Racing Bulls. Um,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, I like their car. I do. I think it's a really good car. I just think there were some better ones out there this season.
Interesting.
And it doesn't scream like a whole lot of difference from last season's. Like there's some slight differences. It's all around good. I have no big complaints about it. I just like the other ones more. That's all I can
Okay.
really say.
Okay. All right. Teach his own.
I don't know. Oh god, I'm
So
scared.
who's your number 5?
Okay, and this is where you're gonna get upset with me. I put Alpine above Racing Bulls.
That is, yeah.
I've always liked the Alpine car, like how they've been doing these past few iterations. It just feels like the most authentic racing livery, I think. Like I look at the Alpine livery and I'm like, that is a racing car. Like it feels like you can slap that livery on a NASCAR. You can slap it on a Baja buggy race if you wanted to. I just really like the feel of it. I know they're kind of basic with it now. They're not really changing a whole lot. It's like the same thing every year. But I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I'm gonna throw some sympathy out there because they're French. I think they needed the extra nod.
I will give you that it looks like a stock car, like wrapped car,
Mhm.
racing car vibe. Because I'm gonna use that description later for me, race car. But I'm gonna mean it in a different tone. But I do agree with you in this context. In that context, that makes sense. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. So, what is your number 4?
So it's gonna be my number fifth, and
Oh,
then
oh
I'll get
yes.
into the fourth.
Shit. God damn it.
My my number fifth pick, Ryan, is Ferrari.
Wow.
It is
You're
yeah.
being
And my
generous.
one word description is I don't know. It's slick is the word I use for it. And I think the
Hmm.
studio picks don't do it justice. I like that shade of red. I think it's pretty striking on the track. I think it looks kind of menacing. I mean, honestly, everybody knows what a Ferrari looks like when they see it, but like that one, it just looks kind of cool. I think the white clashes really well with it. And honestly, I could go with more white. I wish their wing was white as
I
well. Like I wish that
dude,
whole
don't
back.
even get me
I think
started.
like, if they would have just done that, it would have propelled it way more.
Yes.
But I think it actually is really I like the strikiness of it. I like the contrast of it.
You
I think and I love the shade of red. I really do. So I like it a lot.
if Ferrari would have made the front and rear wing white as well as the halo white, this would have been a different conversation for me because I
Mm,
do not like how you have the top of the car white, but then you have a black halo. I do think that is very ugly in itself too. Um, I will also concede. I do think it does look pretty nice on track. I do like how it has a glossy finish, but I don't know.
mhm.
I was expecting more after the past few seasons of what I've seen from their liveries. I was a little disappointed, but hey,
I get
to
it.
each their own.
Yeah. Well, that leads me into my number 4, Brian. My 4th spot is Cadillac.
Okay.
The descriptor for this is clean. It's grown
Mhm.
on me. I tell you what, when I saw the reveal at the Super Bowl and then the stock images, I was kind of iffy on it.
Oh.
Uh, but then when
Hmm.
seeing it on track, and I think honestly, Ryan, what I like the most about it is the vibe that the team is going for.
Yeah.
Whatever, like their track uniforms will look like that. Their suits look like that. Their hospitality looks like. I think that's a really clean vibe. I think it looks really cool. It looks slick. It's got like cursive. It just looks sexy, and it's grown on me a lot. I originally in my head I had it way down, and then when I was making this list, I was like, no, I kind of like it. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. So it is Cadillac as my number fourth.
Okay. Well, Sam, we are in agreement for 4.
Two for two.
Cadillac is my number 4.
Hell yeah.
It was actually my number 1 when I first saw it.
Okay.
I loved it, Sam. What was disappointing was the lack of chrome on the actual livery because in
Yeah.
the release video and then the release images, they actually had the halo was chrome, the side
Mm.
of the wings were also chrome too. I really loved that. I thought it was really awesome. And I love how they came out here and they're like, we're gonna shake it up and we're gonna do an asymmetrical fucking livery. Half of
It's
it's
pretty
gonna be
cool too.
white, half of it's gonna be black. I do love that, and that's why they are still in the top 4 for me.
Yeah.
I just wish they kept the chrome. I think if they kept the chrome, it would have been my number 1. But overall, for a first year, first livery, great job, Cadillac. Great job. Um, that brings me to my number 3, and that
hmm
is Haas.
Oh, okay.
I really like Haas's livery, Sam.
All right.
It really looks nice. I think they are also in line with Alpine as just looking like a true race car to me.
Okay.
Um, not a whole lot going on. Like it's just black, white, and red. But the way that they arranged it this year just looks great. I love that red streak. And them getting rid of MoneyGram as their lead sponsor and having TGR as their
Yep.
lead. I think the
Yeah.
TGR looks really nice. So
Yes.
yeah, I just think overall it's a really nice looking car, and I'm very pleased with it.
Nice. So that brings me to my number 3, Ryan, and that is drum roll Red Bull.
Okay.
My description for this is finally, finally. I knew they had it in them. Red Bull is one of those liveries that was always kind of good, but overused. Like it was a good
Yeah.
design, and they just used the shit out of it. But the fact that the car looks extremely different now, they went with this like camo blue. It's my background now. I think
Mm-hmm.
it looks so good. Like I think it's. I'm like finally out. Like they did it, and they made it look good. and I think it looks so fucking sexy. So Red Bull made it to the podium. They are my number 3.
Very nice. Okay, well, what's your number 2, buddy? Let me
My
hear it.
number 2 is Aston Martin. I don't
Damn, that's
know
a huge
dude,
jump.
I don't know what it is, man. That green
Mhm.
on that car looks phenomenal.
I don't blame
And
you.
it
I don't blame you at all.
you put it really low though on yours.
I there's other ones that I like more. There's
Okay.
I
I will
do like Aston Martins. I'm not discrediting that. There's just other ones I like more.
I will say the studio photos is one of those ones that do not do it justice at all.
Oh
Because I
yeah, it's
think these
trash.
photos have it like on the bottom of their side pods, it's black. I'm pretty sure in real life it's a different shade of green.
Mhm.
And Adrian Newey's design on the Aston Martin looks, it might be the slowest one out there, but by God, it looks different than everybody else's. And I think the combination of its design in that green, it just looks so cool to me. I think it just looks so awesome. Sexy is the word I had described for it. I just think it looks
Mhm.
sexy. So
It is
Aston
sexy.
Martin got its number 2 for me.
Very nice, Sam. All right. My number 2, Sam, is Red Bull. Um, I
Hey.
I love the Red Bull look. I was not expecting to come out with what they have, and it's just so funny. They're just like, "Let's make it glossy. Let's just change the blue by 2 hex points and add a slight little camo look to it," but, man, beautiful. And also, just actually having a white outline for the Red Bull itself, very
Uh-huh.
nice. They didn't have to do too much, but it looks
Yeah.
phenomenal. It looks beautiful during the day. It looks incredible during night. I
Mhm.
love seeing the night clips of it driving around track. It is great. Yeah, I really have no complaints about the Red Bull livery this year.
I'm gonna say one more thing on the Red Bull that I just now realized. It is the bull itself is so predominant on
Yes.
on the intake. Back in the day, Toro Rosso, which is now Racing Bulls, used to be when it was called Toro Rosso, that's what their livery looked like, and it looked so cool. So I'm so glad to see them embracing that charging bull on their car. It looks so nice. It does. I'm with
Yeah.
you. It looks fantastic.
I will say the only nod or like strike I have against them this year is I hate the numbering for their cars. I do not
Yeah.
like the numbering. But
Yeah.
that's besides the point. Like everything else about it is great. That leads me to
Number
my number 1, Sam, and you're gonna hate it. It is Mercedes. I love the Mercedes car, buddy. It looks clean to me. Compared to what they've had for the past 2 to 3 seasons, I think it looks very cohesive. I love how it looks like a silver arrow pushing forward. I do not agree with you in how you can't see those silver streaks on the side. I was able to see it in all the clips that I saw. I love the glossy finish. It's a very sexy looking car to me. I had it lower beforehand, but then after watching all of the testing and it on track, I was like, "Damn, there's nothing that compares for me." I love it.
If I want that to be our question this week, Mercedes, can it be multiple choice or can it be only be two?
No, we can do multiple choice.
All right, multiple choice. Meh, looks good, looks like shit. Like that's your three. You can go.
About
It looks.
Mercedes, why don't we just ask them what their favorite livery
No,
was,
I want to know
Sam?
specifically Mercedes because that's the one you and I disagree with. I don't give a shit what they think looks good, Ryan. I want to know their opinion on Mercedes. Chat, I love
Chat,
you. You're
chat,
my
I'm
favorite.
sorry for
You're
my
my
co-host
mistress. You're
here.
my mistress. But this is the only thing I want to know from you right now is your
Chat,
opinions on the Mercedes car.
chat, help me out here. You
I
know
mean,
you want to.
don't be swayed by us. I want your actual opinion on this one. Most of the time, I want you to agree with me, but this time, I actually want your opinion.
Well, if you wanted their opinion, you would ask them what their favorite livery was instead
I
of
don't
it.
care what their favorite livery is. I want their opinion on Mercedes. Get it through your head.
You're treating our fans like an
I
abusive
know.
father right now.
We're in year 2. The honeymoon phase is off, Ryan. This
The
is
belt
where
is out.
this is the true. Give me my beer and dinner better be on the fucking table. Okay, this is the energy we're going in with this year. Okay, we're
All
gonna get a
right.
little more
Well,
aggressive.
tell me what your number 1 is already. God damn it.
My number 1 is Racing Bulls,
Okay.
and
I don't fault you.
the description for it. Again, you say that, but you put it really kind of low on yours. What was it on yours?
It was. Let me check. It was 6.
Okay, so halfway. See, to me, Racing Bulls, my description for this is race car. And I think this is I agreed with your description of the Alpine race car description, but for me, this is what you would see on like Speed Racer. This is something you would see like as a
Mm,
kid as what looks like a race car. It looks striking, it looks fast. I love the white on it. The Visa also looks good on it. I think it's striking. It just looks good. I think it looks like a really nice car, and it just looks like something that as a kid you'd like, this is the car that races around on a track on your Hot Wheels track. It looks like a Hot Wheels car. Honestly, that's what it looks to me, is a Hot Wheels car. And I think it looks so good. And I think it's the epitome of what a racing car should look like in Formula One.
I don't I don't disagree with that. I agree with a lot of those aspects, but again, there's just other liveries I like more this season,
Sure.
unfortunately, and one of them was Mercedes.
No, 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 no. I will. Last thing I'll say about the Racing Bulls is I like the wheel wells in it.
Yeah, the wheel wells are very
They
nice. I like how it's white.
looks they did a real good job with that. So
Well, there we go. We now know
we did it.
our actually, Sam, we should you know what the question should be? Who has the better rankings of the liveries? That should be the real question.
If you must, if you must. If you
Yeah,
must.
we'll see. Chat, you decide.
You know, Ryan. Ryan, I think this was a very fantastic episode to come back to. We had plenty to talk about. We're gonna have plenty more. We're only like what, less than 4 weeks away from race day
I
in
know.
Australia.
We have another round of preseason testing to go over. We have Drive to Survive to go over. And then we are right back in it in Melbourne in less than a month. We are so close. I'm so excited. And we have so many new features and segments that we're going to be talking about this season, too.
Ryan, I think we're more prepared than Formula One is at this moment.
Probably.
They're
never
we're ready
prepared.
for it. Dude, not this year. So I cannot wait to go on this journey with you. 2026 officially starts now on February. And the Formula One is kicking off, and I cannot wait to go through. So I will see you next time as we talk about preseason round 2.
Of course, buddy. And this has been the first episode of the Cooldown Rundown. Cheers, brother.
Cheers.